while. So, realistically, this is sort of maybe an update video, I guess, slash me showing off a bunch of junk like I usually do. And realistically, this video probably belongs more on the second channel, but I'm gonna upload it to the main one because it's been a while. So, in light of my 5-month absence, I think I'm going to explain myself a little bit. Not on why I've been gone, because it's pretty much just I've been busy and also I'm lazy. Rather, I'm gonna explain what all of this is about. Oh good, nothing fell off the desk. And I'm gonna do it one by one. Oh hey, there's one hiding under there too. Oh, hey, also, it quit playing the video. Did I mention you can play Superstar 64 live streams on an iPod? This is actually a Twitch stream. The VOD is up on my second channel. So anyways, let's start off with the first one that I pointed to, which is the iPhone 3G. Actually, this isn't a very good example of it. See, this is a white one and 16 gigabytes. And it's really unfortunate because it doesn't actually work. I've tried restoring this multiple times. Every single time it fails. Closest I got, it still told me to restore it. It told me to plug it into iTunes and restore it because it couldn't make phone calls. I wonder if the condition would have anything. Excuse me for a second. Okay, here's a much better condition one. Perfect. It's running iOS 3. The latest it can run is 4, but I figured out how to actually downgrade this thing. So yeah, we're down to 3. It runs pretty good. Probably doesn't have the entire feature set of iOS 3, although this is meant for the 3GS, which I actually don't have. I'm pretty sure we used to have it. I don't know what happened to it. And honestly, I don't know what to do with this one. Besides add contacts and make a list that says I have no friends. And I have better phones I can do this with, so maybe I'll just give this to somebody, or sell it. I don't think I can sell it, because then I won't have an iPhone 3G anymore. So here's where it truly gets insane. See, those were part of a broken iPod lot, and it reignited my interest in my very first phone, which is not the iPhone 4, but it's the iPhone 4S. They look the exact same. Mostly. This is actually the case, which kind of hides the terrible condition that it's in. Look, the screen's cracked. It's been cracked for years. And yes, I jailbroke it and installed the Super Nintendo emulators on it. Funny enough, the back glass is perfect. No cracks at all. The front is just destroyed, and if you're wondering the deal with this home button, here's a much better condition one. See, usually the home button looks like this. What's the deal with this one? Well, at one point, this home button had to be replaced, but for some reason, it got replaced with one from an iPhone 5S, which has Touch ID. But Touch ID isn't compatible, so my dumb brain thought it would add the feature. It didn't. It's part of the 5S's motherboard. I think the actual, home button part of it fell out, so it's just this metal piece. Actually feels nice to click, not gonna lie. Your finger just kind of sinks in there, and you just press it. And yes, this is downgraded to iOS 6. I actually did this back when, okay, so apparently Apple servers had this glitch where at one point they were just signing every original firmware for iOS and the iOS devices. So like you could just downgrade it to its original firmware if you had the software downloaded. And one of the things that was left when they patched it was that you could still downgrade your iPhone 4S to iOS 6. And then if you wanted, you could upgrade it to iOS 8.4.1. I don't know if it's going to show up here or not. So as you can see, yeah, I did that back then. So explain this to me. Yep, that's iOS 7. I'm sorry, let's make this a little bit more accurate. Now, unfortunately, they stopped signing this firmware, so here's another one with iOS 6 that I did yesterday. You can tell it's iOS 6 because passbook. Well, you see, OTA firmware downgrades are still a thing for the iPhone 4S, and that's how I did it with this one. I used a Mac did some random mumbo jumbo to make it work. Like, basically, I had to jailbreak it and install some things, and then it did an over-the-air firmware downgrade through that. And then I did the same to this one. Both of these yesterday were running iOS 9. And if you've ever used iOS 9 on an iPhone 4S, it is pure torture. So this one got downgraded to 6. Also, the power button doesn't work on this one. And I didn't mess with it anymore because it's an 8GB iPhone, unfortunately. This one's still starting up. iOS 8 is kind of slow. So I downgraded this one to iOS 8.4.1 because that was the other version that was available, thinking that maybe, just maybe, the program Cool Booter, which I used to put iOS 7 on here as well, see how it's different? That's because it's dual booted. Also, it seems to insist on the need to check this voicemail that I can't actually check because this happens. Okay. Then I click voicemail. Oh, okay, it's not even saying call failed now, it just gives up. Yeah, Cool Booter. I thought the option, if I downgraded it to iOS 8, then the option for iOS 5 would become available, and it just didn't. These two phones were actually manufactured in 2013, like towards the end of the 4S's lifespan. This one was from 2012, so it would have also come with iOS 6. Can I open Cool Booter? I want to go back to iOS 7. Okay, it's freaking out again. Is it because I'm filming it? I think it's because I'm filming this phone. So there's that. If this one wakes up, I'm putting it back in iOS 7 mode. Of course, we could also try this. Just hard reset it. Because I want to move on. There you go. So I have another set of 3 here. This one's actually a little bit more interesting. Perhaps. Maybe not. So how did I end up with 3 iPhone 5Cs? I was watching DankPods, and I saw his Cashy special where he picked up one of these, saying it would be a collector's item. And that sparked my interest to get back into old iPhones, especially after playing with this and actually fixing it. So I bought these 2 as part of a lot. This one had iOS 8 on it, and that turns out that was the only issue with it. iOS 8 is pain. And this one just straight up wouldn't turn on. And then I bought this one because I wanted a green one. Oh hey, I still have it in iOS 9 mode. This has Cool Booter on as well, so its main OS is actually iOS 10 because at some point somebody restored this thing and I got it wiped. Now this one, unfortunately, just doesn't turn on at all. This thing has started, and it starts into iOS 7.1, and I can't figure out exactly what's wrong with it. I replaced the lightning jack, and it still doesn't work, and I thought that was the issue initially, because when I put in a battery from this one into this one, it started up, because this one was charged, but it wouldn't recognize anything through the lightning port, so yeah, we have issues there. This one, okay, I don't think I restarted it. So that was an iOS 9. The main OS is iOS 10 on this one. And now the pink one is weird. See, I said it had iOS 8, and that was the issue, right? So I then downgraded it to iOS 7. And this one is special because it's actually... The downgrade that I did was through a program called Nightshade because I am a special boy and I have Mac. And it allows me to downgrade to any version that I want. So of course I had to go with the earliest one that I could find, which was iOS 7.0.3, which has this fun quirk. This one's back on. All these screens at once. This is how you blind yourself. Let's put it into this one, because this one has 7.1.2 installed. It has this fun quirk. The slide to unlock thing is different. And for comparison, on iOS 10, it looks like that. And this is how it's looked since, like, 2014, or whenever iOS 7.1 came out, I forget. So from 7.1 onwards, the slide to power off looked like this, but the first version looked like this, and that was actually more similar to the old style, which looked like this. Comparison shot. Here we go. There we go. All three of them. Like a nice happy family. Also, apparently the animations are slower in the older versions. Like, yeah, like that. So this is interesting. I tried to jailbreak this one too, but the program I was using didn't quite work, and it just led to this. And this is also because I use Nightshade. This is actually tethered to a computer, so if it dies or I turn it off, I have to plug it back into my Mac, boot it tethered, and then I can use it again. It's annoying, much like the jailbreak on iOS 10 here, because it's the 32-bit one. So I actually have to go into Helix, kickstart it, and then that does a little reset sort of thing. This one just works. Oh yeah, this makes the phone freak out. But the best part, and I'm gonna regret this in a little bit. I want to get out of that. I should go to the camera. Do this, no. Do this, and this, and this. But the best part, I installed YouTube and Snapchat. So Snapchat just doesn't work at all. I tried. It doesn't connect. YouTube, you're gonna love this. It instantly crashes the phone. I cannot recover from this, no matter how hard I try. You have to reset it, and then it does this. Notice how it's not doing anything anymore. So we're done with that for now. Also, it says my storage is almost full because I took half of it for iOS 9. And finally, my second phone, which I still have, and I feel like it's relevant to this video. This runs iOS 11. More specifically, iOS 11.3 beta something or another. I never upgraded it from there. And I never will upgrade it from there, because this is kind of a rarity now. See, the downgrades I did on these only work, the methods that I used only work for 32-bit devices. So, also Coolblue only works on 32-bit devices. This is a 64-bit device. Notice how it's not a 5S, but it's actually an SE. And I would show my third phone, which was the iPhone 8 Plus, but I actually don't have that anymore. See, when I got my new LG Wing, I actually traded it in. I traded the iPhone 8 Plus in for the LG Wing to get the price cut for a little bit. I forget. I still feel bad for doing it though. But hey, we have this to relive our memories of small iPhones. Isn't it just beautiful? This is what the new thing looks like. Control center. This is better than this. How far we've come. I don't know if they've changed it at all because I haven't used iOS 15 at all. I used 14 for a little bit before I traded the old phone in. Okay, so I didn't have iOS 13 on there. I did use iOS 14. Huh. And that is me explaining my weird obsession with old iPhones. These things are just fun to play with. To be totally honest, kidding here, even though you don't work at all. It is a great display piece, though. Let me tell you. All the buttons feel nice. It's just a shame that it doesn't work. I really wish it did. Actually, no. You get back in your case. No, you get no respect, even though you were my first ever phone. Anyways, yeah, that was me rambling about iPhones for 17 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the night sky.
All the on-screen instructions. What if I don't want to do that?